Well, hi there. I thought I'd better introduce myself first of all. My name is Mario Lee. I've been a musician for most of my life, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I still play now, but not quite as much as I'd like to. I purchased my Narrowboat probably about July of last year and brought it up from the Thames to where its present mooring is at the moment, which is Crick Marina, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. And the video clips which will come next will show that 2-week trip from I think it was Hampton Court up to Crick via the Oxford Canal and eventually into the Grand Union, Leicester line. I purchased my boat, as I said earlier, back in July of last year, and it was called Beatrix at the time. And when I took it out to have it blackened and a few anodes put on, I thought now's the best time to change the name. So I've changed it to a lovely piece of music which I play, which actually is going to be the theme music of my videos, which is Plaisir d'amour. What a lovely life. It's been absolutely wonderful travelling up the canals for the 2 weeks. It was quite an experience. The first thing I think I really noticed was how friendly people are and how incredibly helpful they've been. Everything from the lock keepers to just complete strangers that plough the canals. It's been absolutely wonderful. It's a world which I didn't even know existed at all, and one that I shall certainly be following now for many years to come. Having purchased Plaisir d'amour, I've had no experience out of locks whatsoever. Well, that's not quite true actually, because when I was quite young, I was quite an adventurous person, and I suppose I still am now. I've never lost that adventure in me. But I used to do a lot of cycling, and I went down to Runnymede one day, and I came across this canal and came across this funny looking thing called a lock. So I saw the boats coming in and out, and I asked the lock keeper if I could help out. And he said yes, that's no problem. So I'd go there and open up the locks and do the winding as one does. And but what I didn't realise was that if you let go of the thing, the handle has a habit of flying back and causing damage, and it certainly did cause damage because it caught me right at the top of the forehead here. I've still got the scar there to this day. Knocked me out cold. I remember coming round in the arms of the lock keeper with blood just everywhere, all over my shirt and probably all over my face, being taken straight to the ambulance because I was unconscious for a brief while. I was kept in overnight, and when my mum and dad came to pick me up the following day, they were not too impressed at all. I don't know how old I was, but I know I was probably about 13, 14, maybe 15 years old. As I said, I was quite adventurous. So that was my first experience of a lock. My very next experience of a lock was the very first lock that I went through on the River Thames. Yeah, went into the manned lock, and I was stepping back onto the boat, and I lost my footing and promptly went down between the brick wall and the boat, catching my shin on the side of the boat. And I actually thought I'd broken both the tibia and fibia in the leg. It was so painful. I almost passed out on the boat there and then. Anyway, I managed to limp into the harbour master's office, and he kindly made me a cup of very sweet tea because I was on the verge of passing out in so much pain. I realised I hadn't broken anything because I could still walk on it, but it was incredibly painful. And I think I had to stay there for 2 hours before I could continue on. So that was my very first lock after purchasing the boat. So 2 locks in a row, I've damaged myself. But I'm happy to say that all the locks from then onwards, no problem. I think you've just got to be a little bit careful. Obviously everything's slippy. Well, this is literally the very first day I set out on the Thames. Quite pleasant actually. It was warm for the month. Could have done with a bit more sunshine obviously. Bearing in mind that I'm completely on my own and everything that I'm doing here is completely and utterly new to me. although I have had a lot of sailing experience, which has come in very useful for canal boats. But what lovely houses and some stunning gardens along the Thames here, and a complete contrast for coming into the canals, which I wasn't expecting. Here it's very wide, very open, very easy to turn the boat round, and having never been on a canal, I didn't know what to expect at this particular point. Now, this was an amazing boat that came into the lock with me and subsequently followed me, or I followed it, one or the other, all the way up to Henley. I think it was a Henley regatta. But yeah, the Queen's barge. What an amazing piece of kit, as you'll see as it comes in a bit closer. And if you listen very carefully, you'll actually hear the man on the front there directing the helmsman at the back, who can't see anything. I was just thinking, it's bad enough cleaning my narrowboat. I don't think I would like the job of polishing that one. But what an amazing craft it is. Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching my video clip of the trip from Hampton up to Crick on day one. There will be more to follow. It's just getting the time to put them all together, I suppose, really. But until the next time, bon voyage, and speak to you all again later.